And welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode that continues our Halloween extravaganza of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast hosted by me and my sister Megan.
Hola.
Of course, before we get into the show, make sure you go to our YouTube page at Come Play With Us, Danny Show. Hit the subscribe and notification bell for all the new episodes that drop. And since it's the Halloween month, we're going to be dropping more and more episodes for you to see and to hear.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay.
Yay. Tonight's episode, we are going to be reviewing Trick or Treat. And before yesterday, I'm sorry, I had never seen Trick or Treat.
I'm appalled.
You should be appalled.
I'm appalled.
I've heard so many things about it, and I've always wanted to watch it, but I've always been like, I don't know. And then I watched it today, and I'll let you take it away.
Oh, God. Now I'm afraid to see what you think. All right.
No, I'm just kidding. Trick or Treat is a 2007 American anthology horror comedy, filmed and written and directed by Michael Dougherty, and produced by now disgraced producer and director Bryan Singer.
Yes.
The film star, I got to say this. The cast is great, by the way. What a great lineup of cast members.
Oh, yeah.
So
there it is.
Yeah, there it is. I think I didn't put that full screen. There we go. All right. The cast includes Dylan Baker, Rochelle Aytes, Anna Paquin, and of course Brian Cox. It relates to 4 Halloween stories with a common element: the adorable. And I don't know why creepy and adorable. I don't know why he hasn't gotten his own feature film. Sam, the trick-or-treating demon wearing orange footy pajamas with a burlap sack over his head.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's cute. He's so cute.
He is so, even when they unmask him,
he's even cute then.
He's even cute. He's like a little baby.
He's weird like pumpkin baby.
He's just a cute little adorable murderous baby.
Yes, it's all.
Yes. Let's get with you. I know you are a huge fan of this movie.
Yes.
So give us your take, please.
Okay, so sorry, it's a little slow here tonight, folks.
It's okay.
All right, so Trick or Treat, I did not see this when it first came out, but I did see it probably 5 or 6 years ago.
No one really saw it when it came out. It was like it was like delayed 2 years, and then it went into the theaters on a limited run.
Yes, which I'm actually, now thinking about it, very disappointed, because this, I honestly thought, when I actually heard about this, I thought it was kind of like everybody who described this to me was, it's okay. It's kind of like a modern day, creep show, which in essence it kind of is. But I absolutely love this movie. This movie, it does not lose your attention. And the best thing about it is all these stories that are in this whole thing is they all kind of coincide with each other. Yes, they all come back into one.
It's like a murderous Pulp Fiction on Halloween.
It's fantastic. And it's really cool because it shows you like all the characters kind of bumping into each other throughout the movie that actually makes the whole movie up. Which I thought it's not even, I don't know, would you even call it a dark comedy? I don't know if it's
I would consider it a dark comedy horror film, because especially with the principal segment, like where Dylan Baker is just, I love Dylan Baker. He's a great character actor when he plays the part of the principal, and he's just very murderous, very like the humor that he has. That line, he's like, don't forget to check your candy.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah, I would consider this a horror comedy, dark comedy horror movie.
Like even darker than Shaun of the Dead type of situation.
Yeah, way darker.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because this film's more murderous than anything.
But it was murderous in a way you were kind of like, all right, that person got killed. It's okay. Even like Dylan Baker, like his part as the principal who has a knack of killing people. I mean, he likes to cut people up. In the first couple scenes, you see him in his backyard, and he's literally digging a hole to put Charlie, who is one of the kids who ends up eating candy that scene was fantastic of him vomiting the candy everywhere. That was great. And apparently one of the kids that he killed was still alive in the ditch or the grave, and he ends up, kind of killing him over again. And then his son pops out of nowhere.
I love it when the son pops up because he's always he's like that annoying little kid in a good way. But he's like, shh, you'll wake up the neighbors. Like,
but Daddy, I want to watch Charlie Brown. And he's over there. He's kind of making fun of his son, watering the plant. Daddy, I wish Mommy was still alive. Daddy, I want to watch Charlie Brown. And it goes into the scene where he goes inside the house and he calls for his son. Of course, he's already drenched in blood from killing that kid. And it kind of misleads you for a minute because it kind of looks like he's going to end up killing his son.
Yes. Which which to me is kind of like it's a bummer twist.
Yeah.
Look, I don't condone killing kids, by the way.
No.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, he's so murderous in this movie. You kind of want him to.
Yeah, and his kid is kind of annoying right off the bat. Like,
yes.
And you kind of have to feel, and for those who've never seen this movie, I'm sorry, I'm just going to spoil a lot of it for you. At the end, he's actually killed by Anna Paquin.
Right.
So it's kind of not a sorrowful scene. It's kind of a horrible scene where his son is literally dressed as him sitting on the doorstep of their house giving out candy now, kind of looking around for his dad, like, where the hell is his dad at?
It's like a circle.
It's a
circle because now he's like his dad.
Yes, and now he's like his dad.
I love that what you just said because Dylan Baker's character is like an anti-hero.
Yes.
Oh, in a way, so. in a way. So when he met his end, it was like
it was an end.
It was like, oh, really? You had to kill him off? Like,
well, and even that last scene with Anna Paquin and her sisters, and for those who have, again, never seen this movie, they're werewolves. So, like, even at the end, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, and he's kind of cheesy. But then when I watched it again the other day, I was like, this is pretty decent. Like, at the end, it wasn't that bad. The effects are spot on. I thought the effects were pretty cool. I mean, even with, even the old man Krieger ends up fighting Sam in his house, and he ends up blowing Sam to pieces, which was even weirder because Sam is a pumpkin when he gets blown apart. Like, his hand gets blown off and he's got like little seeds hanging from his hand.
Yeah.
I just thought overall it was a really good movie. Now, I did, hilariously enough, my wife actually, Aaliyah, asked me, she goes, why does Sam kill certain people and then leave certain people alone? Do you know why?
I do know why.
Okay, why?
He kills them because they're not following I wouldn't say the rules of Halloween, but like the traditions of Halloween. If you don't follow the traditions of Halloween, you're so.
Exactly. So, like, in the first scene where he ends up killing the girl because she blows out
the jack-o'-lantern before the night's over. Yeah.
Yes, and even her husband is like, babe, I don't think you should do that.
Yeah, she's that's like, a bad idea. Yeah.
Fuck Halloween, this place is blah blah blah. And Sam ends up killing her like right in front of like 2 or 3 kids. So this is like a perfect movie just to kind of watch on Halloween if you don't want something that's overly scary or overly gory, which there was some gore in here, but I think this is kind of like one of the perfect movies right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you 100%. I think with this movie, you get all the elements of it's a horror movie, but it's also a dark comedy, and you can almost say it's like almost a fantasy movie too, because with the the girls turning into it had like that segment with Anna Paquin. She's like the Red Riding Hood with her, you know what I mean? So you almost have that fantasy element too. But if it's like, I'm surprised this movie isn't on more like on regular like TV.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's on streaming right now, but like I'm surprised like it's gained a huge cult following. But
it has.
I'm just surprised that it's not like on, like cable more, like when, AMC has their like, horror movies coming out for like, 21 days to Halloween. You don't see it advertised as in that slate because of just the regular Halloween movies that they play. Like, and I think there has been talk of a sequel, which, if a sequel did happen, you know what, Megan, I think having a sequel would, and if you bring it back the right way, I think you could do it well.
Well, okay, so how would you bring it back the right way is my question.
Because a whole new brand of stories with Sam involved.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is an anthology, so you could do this as like, hey, this is a new set of Halloween stories, but of course, Sam is that central figure that's in all of these stories woven in together. Well, you don't have to make it like a continuation of these stories. Just make it just a new set. Yeah, just a new set.
Well, because I guess that would be fair enough. Because when they had the Tales of Darkness? What was the HBO thing we used to watch all the time?
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt. Okay, so Tales from the Crypt had multiple stories. So I guess you could spin it that way as far as making. I could see that. I can most definitely see that.
Yeah, you can.
David Gordon Green get a hold of it.
Yeah, don't know. He needs to not do any horror at all.
There's actually a little bit of fun fact about this. So there is 2 Trick or Treat movies.
There's the 80s Trick or Treat, and then there's this Trick or Treat.
Yes, 1986. So when I actually got suggested to watch Trick or Treat the first time, the 80s movie is the one that came up for me, and I was like, Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons in a movie is not something I'd want to. Not something I'd want to see. We actually have a friend that is obsessed with this 1986 movie.
I'm sure I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's like one coked out bad Hollywood mistake.
It's literally just it was released in 86. I can't imagine it being any good.
I'm sure Ozzy was on so many things, and of course Gene Simmons is Gene Simmons. He's a terrible person as it is. So
yes. So out of this movie, what was one of your favorite scenes of the movie?
I've got a couple.
Okay.
Obviously, since I've mentioned it before, I think the principal segment is kind of my favorite. I like that twistedness of Dylan Baker's character. So, but like I think that ultimate scene where he's sitting on the front porch, kind of explaining about Halloween to the pudgy kid, like that to me it's just a really cool scene because you think he's being a nice guy, but then ultimately he puts cyanide in a chocolate bar and kills the kid. But I also liked.
But he's talking about the traditions, basically.
Right, yeah. He's explaining everything. But I also like the end part where Sam and Craig, where they're facing off together, where that showdown happens. And he thinks Sam is dead after he blows him through the roof with shotgun shells. But of course, Sam like regenerates back to normal. But like when he kept shooting him, the pumpkin seeds come out. That to me is like, it's genius. Like
it is.
You think you're going to be like seeing green blood or some kind of weird blood, but no, it's pumpkin. Like it's pumpkin guts and pumpkin seeds. That to me it's genius filmmaking and genius writing, because that's a writer and a director that
that's an imagination.
That's an imagination. Yeah. Like, you would think, oh, well, it's a demon. He's probably going to be shooting out something, but no, pumpkin seeds. That's the little thing. It's the little things that matter.
It's a little pumpkin seeds.
So yeah, those 2 areas really stuck out to me the most. And of course, Sam's so adorable in that movie. Like you root for Sam. I rooted for Sam the whole time.
I rooted for him in a way of just like, you kind of have to get past the point of where him actually harming people, right? Where he's actually trying to preserve
Halloween.
Halloween basically is what he's trying to do. The scene where he's facing off, against Mr. Craig, and he's upstairs, and Craig goes upstairs, and honestly, this scene to me was kind of like a take on the scene from Pet Sematary where Judd goes upstairs and
where he gets his ankle sliced.
Yeah, engaged, and so and Mr. Craig gets his ankle sliced, which is one of the worst injuries you can get.
Yes,
with a razor blade in a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
So like to me that's genius. Like I thought that was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
It almost, you could make this if it was like a Christmas themed horror anthology. Is you slice up somebody's Achilles with like a candy cane.
That's an idea.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
an idea.
Slice with a candy cane. So
still one of the worst injuries you could ever get because you don't ever see it coming, and it's your Achilles.
No.
I mean, it's not that.
Yeah, I hope there's a sequel to this. Like, even if you don't even have to put it out in the theaters, you could put it for streaming right now. Like, go direct to like Shudder or go direct to like Netflix or something like that. But I think with the amount of following this movie has, and it was a hit with critics and audiences, like critically, it was praised, commercially and critically. You gotta maybe have to kind of poke the bear and be like, you know what, maybe we should have a round 2 with this movie, especially how popular it is cult wise.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have merchandise, you have
merchandise.
I mean, I literally was in the mall last night, and it's Citrus Park Mall, and literally, I walked into Spencer's, and you have trick or treat stuff from a mile. I mean, you have pictures. I actually bought a shirt with Sam on it. It was one of the Steven, I can't think of his last name now, but it says always check your candy. But there's lunch boxes, there's backpacks, you have everything. I mean, Funko Pop.
You have the NECA, the horror, the horror.
I have all 3 of the Funko Pops of Sam's, which are collectibles. Yeah. So, I mean, you have this movie that is generated, and you kind of have to wonder how it got so popular that way without being popular. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And that's why, cult films are appreciated a little bit more, because there's a lot of people that really don't know about this movie. And the ones that do, it's like, well, maybe you should check it out, because it's like that hidden gem that look, you see everywhere in like the Hot Topics of the world and comic book stores with all the merchandise, but I don't think a lot of people know what the characters are, because hey, it's just a cool looking shirt or it's a cool looking figure, but it's actually like a really cool movie. So
he was actually supposed to be one of my tattoos too, which I might still
that'd be a cool tattoo.
Yes.
So
yeah,
go see Trick or Treat, especially now since we're in Halloween season. So go see.
Yes, and it's free on Amazon, on Max. It's on free on Max. So if you guys have Max, download it, look at it, watch it. It was fantastic.
All right.
Do you have movie news?
I have movie news. Not much movie news like last time, but I've got some movie news.
I have one movie news, unless you're going to use it, but go ahead.
Well, so speaking of David Gordon Green, The Exorcist Believer, obviously we talked about last show, bidding a critical bomb and also a bomb at the box office. They are going to continue on with this trilogy.
Why?
Yes, they are going to continue on the trilogy, but they are going to retool everything.
Explain.
Well, they're going to bring in probably new writers, and they'll probably look at the story as, okay, how can we make the sequel a little bit better than the first one? And the changes, they haven't said what the changes are, but they said the changes are coming so they can continue on this planned trilogy, because I guess Universal Pictures and Blumhouse have really put in a lot of money into this thing, and they want it to pan out. So they are going to say they're gonna run it back, as they say in the sports world. They're gonna run it back for the 2 sequels, and they're just gonna retool everything for the Exorcist sequel, which is supposed to be called The Exorcist Deceiver, which they do have a completed script for that, but they said they're gonna scrap it. David Gordon Green is not going. They're saying he is gonna return, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
And The Exorcist Believer does have a streaming date already, October 24th of this month. It'll be on VOD in just about 18 days. So, save your movie money if you want to see it at home.
Well, my wife wanted to see it, so there's that.
Okay. All right. The melancholy sadness today. The director of Chainsaw Massacre 3, Jeff Burr, has passed away.
Yes.
Exorcist 3, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. If you like the slapstick, in which the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series started to go into, check it out. It's got a lot of slapstick horror stuff to it. I'm not a big fan of number 3. It was just kind of weird, kind of just stupid.
I liked the original, and I liked the remake with Jessica Biel, and that was the only ones I actually really liked, because the rest of them just are stupid. And did you ever see Leatherface
I did not, nor did I want to. It was is that the newest one that just came out?
That's the new-ish one, and I think that one goes back.
I heard it was like I heard it was like too woke. It was a woke Leatherface.
Don't ever use it again. Don't ever use that in context ever again.
No, I'm using what they what they said in the reviews. They said it was a woke Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. That's all I am regurgitating what they said in the reviews. They said it was too woke.
Okay.
So don't kill the messenger.
It's fine. It's just fine.
All right, so Halloween franchise.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about.
Which way? What?
No, go ahead, because that's what I was going to talk about.
Okay. The Halloween franchise has been sold to Miramax, and Miramax is going to turn it into a TV series, as well as expanding on the lore of Halloween. So I don't know about this.
All hell has broken loose.
I don't know about it. Well, at least Miramax isn't run by the Weinsteins anymore. So I mean,
yeah, but a fucking TV show.
Here's my thoughts on this. Okay, here's what I'm thinking they could do. You're gonna have to wait a while to do this.
I hope so.
You're gonna have to wait a while. Like wait maybe another 5 years to reboot or whatever you're gonna do to the franchise. If you're gonna make it into a TV series, I would say stay away from Michael Myers.
What are you going to base it around?
Well, look what Season of the Witch did. Because that was John Carpenter's original plan.
It was.
So you could, if you're going to do a TV show, you could do it kind of like an anthology series, kind of like that. You know?
Yeah, but they're not going to take that direction.
Well, I think that's the direction they should take because I think right now everybody's kind of Michael Myers out because of that trilogy that just happened, and then
it's because a joke,
right? And if you're gonna do this, how are you going to? Because I think everybody's kind of sick of like are you gonna go all the way back to the beginning again? Because we've seen that song and dance before, we've seen that interpretation
multiple
times now. Yeah, so you really can't go back and do that because I think nobody will really tune in if you're going to do that again. So if you're going to continue on the franchise, you have to really spin it in a new way. So I would say maybe have Michael Myers in some capacity, but not be the main villain of the story. Have it in some sort of way. You can, or maybe even just reference Michael Myers in the movie and have some sort of other entity be there that's, slicing and dicing on Halloween, because I just don't think right now you could just do anything with Michael Myers just because it'd be too soon to do it. Even in 5 years from now, it'd be too soon to like redo it because everybody's like, well, we've seen this before.
Well, so this is for whoever listens to this. So there's a podcast called Haddonfield Radio on Instagram. And there was a discussion today that they were talking about this subject. And obviously, Haddonfield Radio, they base everything around Michael Myers. And there was a lot of people that had mixed reviews about this. And I put my 2 cents in because I feel like what I think is going to happen is they're going to try to do an origin story.
We've seen that, though.
I know that, but I feel like this is what they're going to do. They're going to try to bring it back all the way to the beginning, and they're going to try to dig further into why Michael Myers was the way he was.
So this is what they're saying, reporting right now. The new Halloween series is envisioned to potentially launch a cinematic universe spanning film and television.
Why and how are you? The last 2 movies, and I mean to flick everybody off. The last 2 movies has tanked. This anthology. It has tanked this movie genre. Has tanked it. The last movie was horrific, and the movie before that wasn't even that great. So to do this, I don't know if this is their way of trying to clean up the mess that has been made, but I feel like it's just going to go south. Like, why would you even try to do this? Like when they brought Chucky. Chucky was a series that they put on. I've never actually seen the series.
I've heard it's actually pretty good.
I have Drew from Pumpkin Nerds. Drew is a big supporter of Chucky. He says it's fantastic. I trust his opinion. I do not think, and the only reason why I think Chucky's fine at doing this is because of the basis of the story. I do not think that they should be bringing Michael Myers or Halloween to a series. There's nothing to bring. It has been done over too many times.
Yeah, Chucky's doing it fine because Chucky's character he's basically a spirit just going from one doll to another.
Yes, and you can elaborate 50,000 things on that. That's great.
Right. And I think what Chucky does, it's almost Chucky is like self-aware. It's self-aware of what it is.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So, like with the Halloween franchise, and I think we should talk about this with Drew tomorrow when we do our villain showdown.
I'm down.
Is Halloween tried to do this before? Remember when they did the cult thing in Halloween 5 and like 4 and 5, where Thorn was the cult that there was like they've tried to do something like that where there is some sort of supernatural element to it. Like I just can't.
But it makes it dumb.
Right. It makes it unbelievable when you put that sort of thing in there, because the original basis of this was Michael Myers is a man. He's pure evil. He's an unstoppable killing machine, and that's that. And when they try to put the supernatural elements with this cult that, kidnap, like it's like, no, just keep it the grounded way you did, where this guy's an unstoppable killing machine. Like I don't know.
Even Rob Zombie's remake, where they brought in like the white horse elements, and
don't get me started on the white horse.
I know. To me, that was reaching also. Like if you're gonna try to do an origin story of why Michael was the way he was, then you really need to pull something out of your ass that's good, and not using it as a cult, not using it as some spiritual supernatural bullshit.
I don't even think they should go that route if they're going to do an origin story. I don't think they should even do an origin story to begin with.
No, I don't think so either. But I almost bet money on that's the direction they're going to take. Because what other direction they're going to take on this?
The only thing I can think of, and obviously they're going to be creating their own type of universe. They're going to not even go what David Gordon Green built, Rob Zombie's franchise, and the original John Carpenter series of movies. So you're creating your own Michael Myers universe from scratch. You're building up your own. So because that character really is that character to me, honestly, would be kind of to go back and try to now redo it again. To me, it's kind of hard to do with, especially with that character, because this is a character that doesn't talk. This character really doesn't really have like, you can create all the backstory you want, but we already kind of know the backstory of this child, where killed his sister, went crazy, went to a mental asylum for a while, broke out and started killing people. So the directions that you can, I don't see how you can do it. I just don't see how.
He's too much of a simple character.
Yeah, even though like, he's too much of a simple character. Like with Freddy, you can do a lot of things with Freddy.
Yeah.
Even Jason, you can do kind of a lot of things with Jason's character.
You could do Jason. I mean, Jason was pretty much self-explanatory in the very first films.
Right.
And
even when they did the reboot with Friday the 13th, like they made Jason out to be some weird guy that lived out in the woods and he killed people. So,
but with Michael, there was more backstory on that. Michael Myers, you can't do that.
Yeah, you really can't. Unless, I just don't see how they're going to build it in like a universe around this, unless they're going to say, okay, we're going to create this universe and then bring Michael in maybe later. You know what I mean? Like set up all these characters and then bring in the shape. And if it were me, I wouldn't even have an explanation of like who this shape is. Like
I wouldn't either,
because you already know who it is. Why try to explain?
So let's say that they're gonna try to base this on the original, like what, Laurie Strode?
No, this is like, I don't think they're even gonna touch Carpenter's original stuff. I think they're just gonna like try and create it as their own. If I was them, I wouldn't even touch the Laurie Strode story because it's been done 3 times already now.
But then you have nothing. Then you're literally creating another movie.
Not necessarily you don't have anything.
I don't know. This to me is too painful. Like they have several of these coming out. They have Crystal Lake, which is based it on Friday the 13th. This, and then they have Welcome to Derry. Now, Welcome to Derry is based off of Pennywise and It. However, I'm actually really interested in seeing this because Stephen King has a lot of meat to his stories and his books and his backstory, so you can elaborate on a whole bunch of his stuff. The Halloween shit is too simple.
Well, plus 2 of the It series, you can go back earlier than the original story because of Pennywise's character that came every 28 years. You can go back and tell those stories of that time. So you can do that.
Yeah.
With Michael Myers, you can't.
No, Michael Myers is I hate to say it was like a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
It's a one-shot type of situation. You cannot go back any further than that. And to do that, you're just going to be introducing characters that you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I just don't think there's any point.
The point with them is dollar signs, and that's the point. Like, to me, buying the franchise rights is, I would put it to bed for a while, and then like bring it back, but just put it to bed for a while. And that's what they did. That's what they've done with Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, you haven't seen a Nightmare on Elm Street movie in a while.
No, because just like Halloween, that last movie fucking tanked.
Yeah, and so did Friday the 13th. Like, those 2 of those properties, 2 of the biggest like slashers in cinema history, you haven't seen them for almost 15 years. No. It's been a while since we've seen Jason on screen, and also and Freddy. So it's been a while.
The last remake of Friday the 13th was when?
I think it was mid 2000s.
Yeah, it was, and that one wasn't that bad. Honestly, I actually really liked that movie. That wasn't a bad remake of it. But you haven't seen anything since, and I'm just waiting for somebody just to go, oh, that's what. Let's just shove this back into screen.
2009 was the last time we saw Jason.
Okay, and so this movie was 2007. So I would have to say the best or decent horror films or horror flicks were made in the 2000s ish, and a lot of them have tanked. So I just like like you said, not Friday the 13th, but Nightmare on Elm Street. That last movie,
2010,
was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Horrible. I hated it. And basically, it surrounded more of a backstory on Freddy, and who was it? Jackie. I can't think of his name now. Jackie Earl Haley. He's the one who played Freddy, and to me, it focused on him being more of a child molester than anything, which I absolutely fucking hated. Okay, the 80s movies, he may have been perceived as a child molester. You did not know that, and that was not the premise of those movies. Right. Yes, they were hokey. Yes, they were stupid, but this was more of a serious type of movie, and I was not okay with it. I just thought it was in poor taste, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, with that reboot, it really missed the mark, and it had so much potential because
it got lost.
Yeah, and even the makeup effects looked really hokey on it too. Like, make him out to a burn victim. No offense to burn victims or anything.
No,
but going forward, I hope Miramax really takes their time with this one. I really do.
I hope they do too.
Because if you rush it in, where you're just trying to make a dollar sign, you're just gonna mess up the franchise, and it's already been messed up because of David Gordon Green. So I really
Miramax, wait 10 years. I'll be 53 and I'll be fine to watch it then. Just let the sting go out of what you all have done already.
The sting or the stink?
Both.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's it for movie news from me.
Yeah, I don't really have. I have one more thing that I actually had sent you just real fast. That was on here. There is a new movie called Hayride to Hell. It is a UHM upcoming horror movie.
Hayride to Hell.
Yep.
I love the title. Hey, Ride to Hell. I love it.
Hey, Ride to Hell.
I love it.
Actually, it has a lot of our favorite. I'm watching actually the trailer right now. It's actually here. It's supposed to be funny. Let me see here. I apologize for not having my thing. Hey, Ride to Hell. It stars.
Is it Bill Moseley? Yeah,
Bill Moseley. Bill Moseley.
And Jason himself, Kane Hodder.
It's actually a 2002 film, but it had been waylaid. It is now being produced. I would see it just because I like Bill Moseley, and I think it sounds like a stupid movie.
Well, I mean, hey, Ride to Hell. What do you expect?
It says a farmer extracts bloody revenge against unscrupulous townspeople, including the local sheriff who wants to steal the farm that has been his family's for 200 years.
Sounds like Dr. Giggles.
Dr. Giggles.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it sounds like 1922. Ever seen that movie?
Yes. Yeah.
That's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Otherwise, I'm good.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for joining in to another episode of Come Play With Us, Danny. We will be back
tomorrow.
New episode tomorrow. Hey, I think we should do a live broadcast.
I'm down for a live broadcast. We have to check with Drew, make sure he's down with a live broadcast.
Oh yeah, because that's dude. Yeah,
it's fine. Right, it's fine. We could do live.
Either way, we're coming back with a new episode. It's our villain showdown. Each of us will have our top 5 villains of all time. I've got some that you're not going to expect.
I'm running behind on the thing.
Yeah, you might. I already got my list. I'm finalized. I'm actually conflicted on a couple that I might have to take out and put back in.
It's 5, right? We're doing 5.
We're doing 5.
All right. Yep. I got it.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard because there's a couple I want in my list, but I'm like, I don't know if they should be in the top 5.
That's all right.
So.
Okay.
All right. Make sure you go to our YouTube page at Come Play With Us Danny Show. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. We will be back tomorrow with our villain showdown with our special guests, Drew J. Pumpkin. We will see you guys tomorrow. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.